Hello everyone, I am Andrew Cam from TubeBuddy here at Social Media Marketing World 2018 with Owen Video. Owen, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. It's good to be here with you today, Andrew.
Owen, we get a lot of questions on the TubeBuddy channel, and one thing people want to know is how do I go to conventions to speak? And you have spoken at many conventions.
Yeah.
You're really good at it.
Yeah, thank you.
How did you end up here? How did you become a speaker?
You know, that's a great question. I'm actually going to be speaking on that exact topic tomorrow afternoon in the How to Be a Speaker session. And the big thing is this: so many YouTubers, creators out there are looking for someone to discover them, right? They are looking for someone to go, they're making this video that they're very passionate about, and they go, a million people are going to see this, and then nobody sees it, right? And they go, okay, they make a few bad videos, and they make another one that's like, oh, this is my new masterpiece, and someone's going to see this. It's just not going to happen that way unless you hit a major trend, and you hit a trend where someone who has any power actually sees it. You have to put your videos and your content in front of people shamelessly, politely, and consistently, okay? Shamelessly, politely, and consistently. So shamelessly, meaning anytime there's an opportunity for you to say, hey, I'm an expert in this field, or I'm a blossoming expert in this field, right? You're doing Minecraft videos, you're doing StarCraft videos, whatever it might be. If there's a convention or if there's a workshop around that topic, you email those people and you send them your videos politely, right? If there's a video on the web about that topic, you put your video in the comments politely, right? It's not spam, and that's the difference between politely and spam. So you got to be polite. You got to say, hey, I'm doing content just like this. I think your audience might like it. When was the last time any of you YouTube creators actually emailed someone about your video, like a Facebook page, and said, hey, I think your audience would really like this video and would love for you to share it? Right? We don't do that because we think people will say no, and 90% of them will say no, by the way. But the 10% that say yes are going to get you your next 1,000 subscribers. So you have to be willing to ask people who matter to share your video. And then the last part of that is consistently. You're going to get rejected all the time. Everyone's going to say no, okay? But one or two people are going to say yes, and they're the people that I just got out of a meeting with GetResponse. They're a national email marketing company. I made a video about their platform. I tweeted them out. This was about a year ago. I tweeted it to them, and now I'm practically an ambassador for their company. They've paid me to do gigs for them. They're talking about a weekly live show on their channel. So these things work, but you have to work it, right? You have to make sure that you do put in the effort to get these things to work.
You mentioned earlier that you need to be sharing. It's almost promoting with purpose, if you will.
Yeah.
Because I feel a lot of creators, they're just, I made it and they will come.
Yes.
It's just not going to happen.
That's, what you just said in 5 words would have took me like 4 sentences to get out. But you're exactly right. It's this whole I'm going to be discovered magically thing. It's not going to happen. Like, you have to go find the people you want to discover you. So you go find a Facebook page that has 30,000 or 300,000 likes on it, and you message them, you post them, you say, hey, I'm doing stuff. Check it out. You share, hey, here's an idea. You share their stuff, right? You comment on their stuff. And what you can do is you can target like 10, 15 pages and say, I'm going to make friends with these pages over the next year. By the end of that year, maybe 5 of them are your really good friends now, or your good Facebook friends, your good Twitter friends, and now they're willing to share your stuff because they know you, they like you, they trust you. But you have to do the effort, right? You can't just say, I loved this video, I put my heart into it, so the whole world's going to love it. That is going to lead you into that YouTube heartbreak cycle where just every video is breaking your heart.
Yes, it will. So you talked about how you connected with brands in the past. Why don't we go personal? How did you connect with TubeBuddy? Was it at a conference or was it just by passing by? How did you meet TubeBuddy?
Yeah, with TubeBuddy, it was a few years ago, and I met face-to-face with Phil after we were introduced from a mutual friend. I got a chance to see. I remember I sat down with the owner of TubeBuddy, and I was like, what are you in this for? I was like, you're just trying to take advantage of creators. I mean, I was like, guys, I was an attack dog, kind of. And I'm like, why are you building out this software? And he looked at me with just this kindness in his eyes. And he says, we want to make your job a little bit easier. And I was sort of like, yeah, this is a company I want to align with. So what did we do? We didn't walk away from that meeting with a deal. I walked away from that meeting with a friend. And I started emailing that friend and tweeting back and forth and just staying in touch and using all the new features and providing feedback. And that turned into an ask, hey, would you want to come onto our channel on a regular basis and stream to our audience? And that has been just a huge blessing to me as a professional, but I also hope it's been a blessing to you guys who watch the channel and you've learned from the stuff that we're teaching.
I definitely think you provide value every week. And one thing I like is you talked about the value you provided, not just immediately, but through time. You build a repertoire with Phil. And Phil is the CEO of TubeBuddy, for those who do not know. What would you say to those who want to be speakers but aren't necessarily sure how to get started? What would you recommend?
Well, I would say the first thing you need to do is write a speech, right? You need to have a speech that you can do if someone calls you. Now, the very first time I got called to do a speaking gig, paid and outside of the normal sort of Chamber of Commerce, say your name stuff, I did not have a presentation. So I wrote one that day. But if you want to be a speaker, what I would recommend that you do is you create a keynote now. Whether it's tactical, like how to do X, or whether it's more philosophical, like why you should do Y, or why you should do X, write it out now and have that idea so that you can talk about it, develop it. And when someone says, hey, do you do any speaking gigs? You're like, as a matter of fact, I just so happen to have a keynote on Minecraft or fishing or whatever your hobby, whatever your channel might be about. Be ready, right? Dress for the job you want. Write that keynote now before you need it. And you'll find that writing keynotes as you begin to speak is going to be something that you're going to do over and over and over again.
Oh, and that's been fantastic advice. Rundown, final recap, be prepared, promote with purpose, and never take networking lightly. You never know where your next lead will come from.
Networking should be like the number one thing that you do. The only thing that should come second to producing a video is networking with people, because I would rather that you make fewer videos but know a ton of people that are willing to share your one video a month. Think about how powerful that is. If you know a bunch of people that are willing to share your one video a month, well, you don't need to create every day, right? So just think about how that works. It's the people behind that share, behind that click that matter. Seek them out, find them, and become a part of what they're doing, and you'll see your channel grow.
Owen, thank you so much for your time. Where can people find you?
Check me out at owenvideo.net. You can also check out my podcast. I'm live with Nick Nimmin every single week on thebusinessofvideopodcast.com, and we would love for you guys to join us there.
Owen, thank you so much for your time. I'm Andrew Cam from TubeBuddy, and thank you all so much for watching. Perfect.
You're a great host.
Thank
Second only to me.
I agree completely.